Another aerial, well, an elevated view. I shouldn't really say aerial view, but it's an elevated view of some of the buildings within Phoenix in the mid to late 1890s. And the one that really stands out was the original Adams Hotel. It was at the corner of Central and Adams. And again, like the previous one, the reality of that corner, Central and Adams, ever since 1896, there has been a hotel on that site. It's changed 3 times from the original one that's in this picture to a second Adams Hotel, which was demolished in 1973, and the current Renaissance Hotel. But all 3 of those buildings have been on that same corner since 1896. So we've always had a hotel on that corner, similar to the St. Mary's Church has always been on Monroe. This was an incredible, at this time, Phoenix only had it had less than 6,000 people. But a guy named A.J. Chandler, who was a 2-term mayor of Phoenix as well, he saw the potential growth of Phoenix, and he felt like we really needed an upscale hotel in the 1890s. So he put together this massive hotel, and it had 115 rooms, which was unheard of at that time. There's a lot of little boarding houses and things, but he put this hotel together, and it was just a big hit. Unfortunately, in 1910, it caught fire and burned completely to the ground. It's still, in the history of Phoenix firefighters, that was still the largest fire that ever happened within the town. You can see Camelback Mountain off in the distance. A couple other things. There's a building on the right-hand side of the photo that was the very first Phoenix high school. And it's kind of in the background as well. So one of the things that you'll notice in the photograph is on top of a building, pretty much right in the center of the photograph, it looks like a lifeguard tower or a lifeguard station. What that was an early weather collection device, where now when they talk about the weather, they always say at Sky Harbor. So they have a device somewhere around Sky Harbor that collects the temperature and the humidity and those different things. Well, that was the same kind of device. It was on top of one of the buildings in right downtown Phoenix on Central Avenue. And right above that, actually, you see a flag, and a lot of people, and I wondered when I first saw that, why is that flag there? Well, in these days, in the 1890s, there was no radio, there was no television, there was no internet. So having these flags, they put them on prominent buildings around town to let people know what the weather forecast was. So when you see this light-colored flag with the black dot in the middle of it, it meant that it was going to be a clear day. They had one on the Adams Hotel, and they had one on City Hall as well, so people could understand what the weather was going to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's well, they're all great. So.